Hi, I'm Abby, and I'm going to be interviewing Uncle George. Uncle George, I heard the whales woke you up this morning.
Yes, it woke me up, and I got a dream, and I had this song. Oh hala ha I ha, oh hala ha I ha I ke nana o ke nana. Oh about the whales are preaching, whales are preaching, watching you, watching me. Oh hala ha I ha, oh hala ha I ha, hala ha I ha, hala ha I ha, hala ha I ha, hala ha I ha. Mama with your baby close by. That's what I had this morning for a dream. Anyway, let's call on the whales, see if they'll come and answer. Any whales yet? Okay, back to you.
Your song was beautiful, Uncle
Oh,
George.
thank you so much.
And I was just wondering, what do you love about whales?
Well, the thing I like about the whales is they come and visit us from far away all the time. You know, every year they've been coming to Hawaii, all these number of years. Yeah.
They're fascinating. What is your favorite whale story?
My favorite whale story. I have so many to tell. I'm not too sure we should. Should I tell you the one? This is the first my recollection. How old are you now?
I'm 11 years old.
At 11 years old, I went out to the ocean with my grandfather. And we were fishing, we were fishing for opelu. And what happened is I was in a canoe, I was in the front seat, and my grandfather was behind. I was 11 years old, and this whale came up right next to me, and I could see his eyeball. His eyeball was looking at me. I was looking just like about as close as we are.
Really?
And then, he sneezed, and this big snot of hana butter, came on and whacked me in the face. It was like 35 pounds of snot. That's my first story that I remember of the whales. That was my first connection with whales.
That's incredible.
And the thing was so sticky and waxy. And imagine a small little snot you have, but imagine this 35 pounds of snot on your body at 11. So that was my first recollection of the snails. I mean, of the whales.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. So what else? What do you got for us?
What is your favorite way to experience the whales?
I've actually done something for the National Park Service, and the first time I went out, they hired what do you call those glass bottom boats? So went out and experienced the whales there, and then they serve all kinds of great food. We had sashimi, we had sandwiches, and we had a great salad, and they had this whole salad bar and all. And they wanted me to play with the whales, so I went underneath, and I ate all this food. That's the first mistake, eating food when you go see the whales. And then I'm a fisherman's son, so I never get seasick. But then they wanted me to look at the whales underneath in the glass bottom boat when I'm playing my guitar. So they put a microphone in, and then the boat was going like this, and I was smelling the diesel and everything. Not a good experience. So I ended up sitting on the side of the railing, throwing up all that great food I ate. So that's one way not to watch the whales. So the next time we went out again, they hired me to do this. So they said, no more food, let's just go out. And this time we just put a microphone in the whale, and the whales were real far away. And I just started playing my guitar. This is what I played. And all of a sudden the whales started coming to us. Before we knew it, we were surrounded by a pod of about 15 whales and their babies, and they started to sing along with us. Ooh. whoop, whoop, whoop. And that was my first recording I did with whales way back in 1982 for the National Park Service. And I was really lucky because that one song launched my whole career in music.
Really?
Yeah, that one song that I played with the whales. It was because that one song was picked up by KPFA in Berkeley, California. And that song went ballistic. It reached even England and reached all over the world. And because of that one song, I became famous.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So I was really lucky with that one song, just playing with the whales. But it didn't start off as a good song. So the best way to watch whales, a lot of people like to jump in the water, and I advise against that. Number one, sometimes when the whales give birth, they have a lot of afterbirth, and it attracts a lot of, other animals like the sharks. So you don't want to be in a ocean with the sharks, So the best way to watch for whales is take a boat cruise and go watch from on top. And if you can get a bottom, glass bottom boat, that's great too. But I wouldn't advise eating before you go into a glass boating, from my experience. Okay, yeah.
Do the whales or nature inspire your music and what you write about?
Yes, it did. Like, in fact, I had it in my mind thanks to my great friend Dr. Norm Eston that I was going to do this thing, and I have several songs about whales that I've written in the past. Like this one song I wrote, and later when we can record that song, I wrote about my friend's house in Hana. My friend, sorry, I can't remember his name. He's going to kill me. But he had a beautiful house in Hana, and I asked him, why did you choose this particular place to build your home? And he said, well, he had that whole coastline to choose from. But when he was walking along the beach one day, he saw a mom actually give birth right there. So he thought that it was Hawaii's called Ho'ailana, which means it's a sign. It's just like a sign that something's great. So that's where he built his house. So I wrote about a song about his house called Hale'olu. And the name of the house was Hale'olu was given to him by Auntie Emgard Farden, who wrote Pua Mana and such songs as like that, So I wrote the song about the Hale'olu. So we can sing, we'll do that later on. And it talks about the whales breaching, talks about the life, the no'io bird that goes in between the rocks. So, and it also talks about the turtles that come in that bay where he lived in Hana. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Aloha, I'm Abby Rogers.
And I'm Uncle George Kawamoku. We want to thank Whale Tales for supporting our event here at the Ritz-Carlton Kapalua. Anyway, here's an original song I wrote about the whales called Hale'olu, the House of Relaxation. I wrote this song for my friend Paul Fagan. Hale'olu kaehu o ke kai Kamakani ke kai pi'i o na pale Nana o ikilo ka moana Hana ko hola ko hokoke i ke kai Kanine, kanine, kanine ke kai e, ke kai e Kani e, kanine, kanine No I o e, no I o e Kanine, kanine, kanine Kamakani e, kamakani e Na luha I pani a o lea, lea Hola I na luha o lea, lea Hale'olu, a song about the breaching whales.
Aloha, I'm Abby Rogers. Uncle George, what do you think the whales are trying to tell humans?
I think the whales are just trying to tell humans that we should, number one, they're trying to make a connection with us for sure, and we need to make a connection with them. But it's also important they're saying, hey, we need to take care of the earth and we need to take care of the waters. So it's important that we help each other connect and help take care of the ocean and take care of the waters and also the earth. All together, we can be into this all together. Got another question? Keep on.
Okay. Uncle George, can you tell me when you started your garden and why?
Okay, I was probably about 3 years old when my grandfather, who was raised by my great-grandfather, Uncle Willie, Grandpa Willie, he took 4 sticks and he put them on the ground. And he said, this 1 foot is your kuleana. This is your responsibility. And this 4 sticks was right underneath our redwood water tank. And he said, I want you to take care of this 1 square foot. By the time I was 5 years old, I had all the area and I had planted some dryland watercress, and then we had a leaky water tank. So the water tank would actually nourish the watercress. By the time I was 8 years old, he gave me about almost a quarter acre. But I did it all 1 square foot at a time. By the time I was about 30 years old, I was taking care of 40 acres. By the time I was 40, I was actually farming 7,000 acres, but it all began with that one square foot at a time when I was 3 years old. So that's why I continued to farm, because I was taught by my great-grandfather years ago when I was only 3.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
What are the things that you grow in your garden?
We have actually, people ask me, what should I grow in my garden? My first answer is plant what you like to eat, because you might be stuck with it. So we have actually about 3,000 varieties of fruits and vegetables. We also have about 50 kinds of grasses and legumes we grow so we don't have to add so much fertilizer. I was also biodynamically certified way back in 1982. So we use our animals. We got goat, sheep, horses, mini horses, chickens. We used to have ducks. Now they're at my neighbor's place. What else do we have? We have all the canoodle plants. We got about 80 varieties of Hawaiian taro and about 30 or 40 varieties of Japanese and Tongan and all the kind of varieties of taro. We got 9 varieties of breadfruit. We got 45 varieties of sweet potato, 35 varieties of bananas, and we got lots of people to help us on the farm so we can gather it and eat it. We also, we grow more than we can eat ourselves, so we actually feed the homeless here on Maui. And once a week we feed between 50 and up to 500 people a week from our gardens and from the other farmers as well. You know, with COVID, we're all stuck with all our vegetables, so a lot of farmers, they give me all their vegetables. Sometimes we get 50 pallets of papayas we cannot sell, so we sell what we can and we give away the rest of the homeless. They wanted me to give it to my pigs, but the food is so good. Even pineapples from Maui Gold, we get all these 10 cases of pineapples. So we just share with the homeless and we feed people. So if you want to come to our farm, whatever you pick and you can catch, you can eat. And you can do that too, okay?
Since you have so many fruits and vegetables, which one is your favorite?
Actually, my favorite is whatever's in season. Sometimes we got, akala, which is the raspberries, Hawaiian raspberries. Sometimes we got, yesterday we harvested some ula red bananas, so that's my favorite, whatever's ready. Sometimes we eat some spinach. Sometimes we eat some kalo, some taro. And we also make some taro chips. I love taro chips. We also make ulu chips. I love ulu chips. And also sweet potato chips. So whatever's in season, that's what I like to eat. That's my favorite.
That's amazing. And has any of your gardening experiences led to a song you've written?
Oh yeah, here's a song that I wrote. A song about my place. A song I wrote about the place where we live now. It's called Ku'aina o Kakalua, this beloved land of Kakalua. It talks about the lehua blossoms. It talks about the early morning mist. The place where I live is called Kaukini. It's the name of the place. It talks about the deep roots. At the distance, we can see this outcropping. With Hawaiians believe that when Hina, the goddess of the moon, gave birth to her son, Maui, this island, there's an afterbirth over there. So it talks about the afterbirth. It talks about the lei. So we say, oh, answer me, O lehua blossom. And it talks about the gardening. It goes like this. Oh, answer me. Kapua ka lehua, lehua flower. O ka aina aloha, my beloved land. O koha kuloa, e ia ho I ka ua. Here we are, I ka ohu vana'o, the early morning mist. Kamae I luna, high above the ridge. O kaukini, he aina uluvehi, this productive land. Honua ho honu, o hina kamakua. Why, Hina, the goddess of the moon, is the parent. O kahakuloa, o uia talehua, o kale o pele, the lei of Pele. Ka aina pahinehi, ma kaukini, where I live, ma kaukini. So answer me. E o mai o e, hu'upua ka lehua, o ka aina aloha, place of love. O kohakuloa, o kohakuloa. Hawaiians call it Kihapai Olono garden. The place is so abundant. It's pregnant with aloha and pregnant with fruit and bounty. Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Oh,
Uncle
thank you
George.
so much. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Uncle George, thank you so much too.
And we want to thank the Ritz-Carlton, also Whale Tales, for having us here. You know, if I was to think of one thing we should say to the whales, and we should say aloha. Aloha means full of, and laha means breath. So we have this. Here's a song that was taught to me by one of my mentors, Auntie Nona Beamer, when I was only 5 years old. Talks about aloha. Aloha kakahiaka means good morning to you. Aloha kakahiaka means good morning to you. You can say aloha kakahiaka means good morning to you. Can you sing along? Aloha kakahiaka means good morning to you. Aloha, aloha, aloha. Aloha.
Well done. All right.
Was it good?